What's the film about? It's about a band of sort of kind of misfits, and they're sort of discovered by our main character John, played by Donald Gleeson, and he's an aspiring musician, and he sort of happens upon them, and there's a slot in the band that's become available because one of their keyboard player tries to commit suicide. It's kind of a it's definitely seen through the eyes of John, and it's sort of like a discovery of oneself, I suppose, and John's sort of on a discovery sort of journey, and the band is sort of led by this character called Frank, who wears a fiberglass head. What does John see in Frank? I think he just finds him really intriguing and kind of mysterious, and in a way so free and uh, well, I think John is so self-critical and so lost and trying to discover his sort of talents as a musician. And I think he sees this sort of um, wildly experimental and free performer in Frank, and I think he's sort of that's something that he sort of looks up to, admires, and wants to sort of in a way own as well. So it becomes like this kind of battle between him and Clara over sort of possession of the head, as a way. They're kind of very experimental, avant-garde type music. Definitely off the cuff. I really like some of their stuff though, and that's all down to Stephen Rennicks, and of course Lenny has been writing the lyrics as well for the songs. But the two of them together have created some. I think. See, the thing that we were looking for here was that the music would be so offbeat and quirky that this band would never be a mainstream band or popular in any sense of the word, but that there would be moments of real beauty in the songs and real sort of honesty. And I think that's another sort of trait of Frank's. There's a real honesty to him. And then we were looking at artists like Daniel Johnston has got that in spades, and so they were kind of some of the sort of influences. I don't know what other sort of band that would be a better question for Stephen, but he was sort of really behind the music, and as I say, Lenny then writing the lyrics to the music. Um, the fact that I can wear a head through the entire thing was kind of a lure. Um, it was just the script, to be honest. The script was just so funny. I mean, I was laughing out loud. I really didn't know what was going to happen from scene to scene, where it was going to go. It had me intrigued, and it was just a very original piece. And within that, there was moments that I thought were quite poignant and just really sort of laugh out loud moments. I mean, it's kind of my humor. We've put in a lot of silly sort of things in there, a lot of just fun, stupid things, and sort of a lot of physical comedy in there. And I really wanted to sort of do a comedy, and this sort of seems like the perfect one. Great. Like I say, I want to carry it on to all my other jobs now. It's been great. It's a bit weird to begin with. I can't really see much. I've kind of got a very sort of a restricted sort of vision in terms of like I have to sort of either look through the right or left eye, so I can't really see anything directly in front of me. But it's fun. I'm just having fun. It's kind of liberating. There's a sense of power. I gave it to Francois. He put it on. He was like, "Oh, you feel powerful with this." So yeah, it kind of makes you sort of feel a little bit vulnerable, but also kind of there's some sort of strength there as well. There's a power to it. He was right. Um, well, I just thought it'd be kind of interesting, that the sort of one of the lead characters in the film would be behind a mask the whole time, um, and just the idea of like why somebody would want to wear a mask for 15 years, and then just purely selfishly, I can come in sort of 5 minutes before work and just stick the head on and stroll into work. It's much easier. Yeah, there's a fight sequence that I do with the character Barack, which is played by Francois Civil, and that was originally us wrestling, but we kind of came up with this sort of game. Well, it sort of turns out to be sort of like a sparring thing. You have to see it in the movie. I can't do it just, but for me, it's just like I was saying earlier, just kind of a really stupid slapstick sort of physical comedy moment. That's been fun. Playing on stage has been fun. It's hard to kind of pick it out really, because each day we're sort of trying other things. I had an interesting we had an interesting dancing scene there the other day or whatever. We're sort of jamming in the studio, and I had this idea that Frank might like and it came from the wrestling scene. I thought maybe he has like a wrestling outfit, those all-in-one jobs, sort of like a leotard thing. And anyway, we decided not to wear that in the fight sequences, that he should wear that just when he's sort of recording in the studio. So that's a pretty funny sequence, I think, yeah. Just, again, fantastic sense of humor, very, very bright, very hardworking, but also very, again, loose with it, you know what I mean? He's, he's very hard on himself. He's real sort of, just really hard grafter, but also very sort of naturally gifted, and I think has very strong instincts. Yeah, he's been great. He's been great, and we've been sort of having fun too, which is always nice. But yeah, just sort of everyone really, just watching what people are doing. I'm just learning sort of from everyone. Scoot, amazing. Francois, Carla, it's her acting debut. She's our drummer, Carla Azar. Of course, Maggie, already a fan of her work. I was so happy when she sort of came on board. So yeah, it's just a really nice bunch and a different mix of personalities. When I look at the group, I'm like, God, this looks like a band. So it's just one of those things. We've been lucky,